Good evening, gentlemen. How are y'all doing?
Alive and kicking.
Cold?
Cold for sure. Freezing, a matter of fact.
Literally.
Yeah,
Literally.
literally. And here too, which is not something we say too often.
No.
Showing 12, feels like 6. Supposed to get down to 5 tonight.
Ugh, you can get that up there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Definitely.
they're calling what 20. We're gonna get low 20s here. That's unseemly.
Yeah, usually don't get more than a couple days all year of that.
Yep. Yeah, it's only every couple of years where we get low 20s. That doesn't happen that often here.
Yep. How you doing, Wild Japan?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm gonna kick on some tunes for us here. There we go.
What you guys been up to since the last show?
I did a little bit of chainsawing on the farm from the ice storm. We actually had one of the neighbors from down the road stopping while we were cutting up the tree out by the road. Said that our tree that we were cutting up took out the power line right there, and we were the reason they were out of power for like 47 hours.
Dang it, you Grant. Grant Farms.
I just inherited that tree, and it was one of those where once I got the weight off the top of it, there's probably a good 15 foot left of the tree. Once I got that weight off the top, she stood right back up. Almost straight, not quite straight. I took picture before and after pictures. I need to share that in Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony, you can have it back there, buddy. I don't like this. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it needs to go back up there.
I appreciate you sharing it and all. Like it's, the sentiment, but the actual weather, you can take it back. We're good.
Yep. I don't mind the snow as much as, like I said earlier, the ice storms when power lines are down, all that crap. Right. So I'm glad we avoided that.
Yeah, that's what we did over the weekend. We did some chainsawing. Should have took a shotgun. I thought about it and talked myself out of taking a shotgun, but there was some geese flying over. Not that I would have got them low enough to shoot at, but we did see some geese.
Nice.
Some nice bucks.
Some critters.
That's
you get good shots over there.
Oh,
I think that buck was on the first time we'd seen him was on the 15th of January, and then he came back on the 19th. He's nice. He's a nice 10-pointer. He's probably a 3-year-old, 3.5-year-old. He put some mass on next year. He might be a shooter.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'd like to find the
You're
shed.
seeing some other activity over there, I'm seeing.
Yeah, that was all last night. The fox and the 4 raccoons and the coyote with the deer leg or something.
And Tony, we don't freeze here, so I don't get to have the same sentiment. Like I don't have to suffer through what you're suffering through. But I am going to say that's all I want to. It's just to get out into some open water and fish.
Right. But yeah, he's definitely a nice buck. He's actually the third 10-pointer we've had on camera. We haven't seen the other two in a while. I think the broken 10-pointer we had the Monday after shotgun season, which bow season just ended Sunday. So whatever we get from here on out will be, they should be safe unless they get hit by a car. But yeah, he's the third 10-pointer. Haven't seen the other two in a while, but it'd be nice to find some sheds on the farm. I did find a broken what was it? The left side, like the main beam and the last point, and then a little bit of the main beam still. I found that one day over the weekend while we were out there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he'd broken it off, which we've got several pictures of broken racks. You know, that second 10-pointer looks a lot like this 10-pointer. He broke off right after his G3 on his right side. And he had a little more mass on his beams than this one here.
Good looking beer.
Aeon, I will say I typically like to go when I'm casting from shore. I like to do like a 10-footer myself. 8.6 will work just fine. Like you'll be able to get a lot. I love it when I can go fishing and I can actually use like a 7 or an 8-foot rod fishing at the beach. It's more fun. I don't like the action on those really long surf rods. Just when we have to cast out past big surf, you need it. But the actual fight and the actual fishing, when you can do it on a smaller rod, or like that's a medium-sized rod, you're good, man.
Very nice.
So, John, what did you do last weekend, man?
Not a lot. We had, of course, watching some playoff football, and
Ben was talking about on that note. Houston news authorities are asking everyone to stay home. Apparently, so did the Texans.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wah, wah.
Did they lose?
Yeah, they lost to Kansas City.
Oh,
and did some more meat grinding, some more venison grinding.
Nice.
Just did his ground meat through some beef fat with it from the last brisket I did. So we got that ground meat in there and went ahead and said screw it and bought a canner and some supplies and books and gonna start canning some stuff, you know.
Like in an actual tin can?
No, sir, it's in jars.
Pressure can.
In jars? Okay.
How many was the whole 4 jars at a time, or?
That one that I've got, well, if you're doing pint jars, it'll hold 18 because you can double stack them. It's a 25 quart, so it's a big one. And then the quart jars, I think it's 7.
Good deal.
Ben, that's funny.
It's all in the script.
Exactly.
It's all in the script.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Being a Broncos fan, you know, I'm in the same division as them. We see it all the time. Now, finally, the rest of the U.S. watching the playoffs is seeing it.
I would very much love seeing a Texans Cowboys playoff game. That would be Super Bowl, right? Because they're in different conferences.
Oh yeah, because they're AFC and NFC.
That would make for a really good Super Bowl if Texans can ever get something together.
How about if the Cowboys could ever get something together?
Well, so, yeah, well played.
I haven't been to a
argue with
Super
that.
Bowl in like 40 years, so they still talk all that mess, but they can't make it to the Super Bowl no more.
Yeah, one of these days Jerry Jones will retire, and then they'll have a team again.
That's exactly what's holding them back.
Mm-hmm.
They're still living in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Early 90s, not even mid 90s.
Yeah.
I spent the weekend. Okay, so you're doing your canning, and I got a wild hair, so I started making wine a while back, and I got lit on that one. Like I made a couple of bottles, and I just immediately tripled demand. Like I tripled the amount after the first batch that I did because it came out so much better than I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be bad, and
awesome.
then I had to double down on that, and I started making some rum, and I've got the still built in the garage now. And I was actually going to distill it yesterday, and I'm kind of on the fence. It's my first run, so I'm kind of like, I got some questions about how I need to do it and the processes and stuff in doing it. So I didn't end up doing it. I got it built, But when it warms up, I will probably be running that through in the next day or two, maybe this weekend. And so, if I'm blind next week, that's why.
Why.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do the first taste on the live stream.
Yeah, there you go. And then fall off your chair. We'll get a lot of views and comments.
Yeah. I'll make sure to have links in the description for bottles.
What's your mash?
It's blackstrap molasses and a ton of sugar, and then like some spices. Like I'm trying to make. I'm making rum, and I like spiced rum, but I don't know the first thing about how to get the flavors that I want. So right now, I'm just kind of doing a run where I'm like, let me push one through. I'm going to make it kind of generic, and then I'll go from there, trying to figure out the actual flavor.
Okay.
Thought about that. Rachel, she would like it if I got into I don't know if she wants me to do potatoes or wheat.
Some vodka.
I'll find out, but
Yeah, that'd be a vodka.
yeah.
I had some of that peach moonshine from Kentucky. It was pretty damn good.
Rachel's in the background. You can't hear her. She said potatoes are disgusting.
I love
Oh, she says potatoes are for peasants. That's what it is. I'm supposed to be like highbrow in my vodka.
I could eat potatoes 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
So could I.
Me too.
No, she just means the vodka. She's okay with potatoes, but
Oh,
Yep.
we'll get there. I got to get my rum down first, though. That was I was stupid excited about rum. Like I thought it was going to be hard, and I thought it was going to be all weird, and it wasn't. I mean, it was so much more simple than what I thought, and I'm sure the still is going to be the same way. I just haven't done it yet.
How many different containers you have for the still? Have like I forget what they're called, but
It's got the main pot. I don't know what anything's called, so anybody want to like call me out on that or educate me, I'll take it. Because the instructions I got are the worst set of instructions I've ever seen in my life. They've got no customer support. They don't name anything. They don't tell you what anything is. They just have like 3 pictures of like, put this thing on this. And there's no movement. It's just like, the lid is on the thing already, so you can't even see inside. It's just terrible. But so I've got the main container that's going to be where I put all the mash, and then that's going to be where I put the burner on. And then I think it's a thump keg after that it goes to a cooling chamber, and then it goes to the little copper spinny thing. I think that's
cool,
the technical term.
yeah, definitely.
And I got 5 gallons of my molasses stuff, the mixture, the mash. I've got 5 gallons of mash. I have no idea how much that's going to make. We're going to find out.
Okay.
So
I've seen corn, like corn liquor. Basically, they just put corn in a 5-gallon bucket and water and sugar, some yeast, let it ferment.
I got a wild hair on the rum. I got real set on doing that just because I like rum. But I mean, yeah, we got a lot of mesquite down here. So mesquite and or prickly pear are 2 things that I'm really seriously considering, seeing if I can't ferment a good mash with that and see what I can make of it.
I need to learn more before I try something like that.
all the info's out there now. I used to brew beer, I was going full grain brewing, made my own kegerator. I was putting in kegs, soda type kegs, right? So I had an old freezer I turned into a kegerator. I had the handles on it and everything. So, and then I just got burned out on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do with hobbies. I jump from hobby to hobby.
I am a collector of disciplines. I feel you on that one.
I didn't realize rum was made by fermenting molasses. I had no idea.
I didn't either. I had no clue. I honestly, like, I think I watched a YouTube video and I bought everything that the guy had in the description of his video, just to
Cool.
get started.
That.
Yeah. He had his little like Amazon list, and I was like, let's do it. Let's go. And I think, to be honest with you, so I want to be fair, but I also will be honest. So I went to his Amazon thing and I put it all in the cart. And this was back in like November or December. And John, I want to say I went later. I went back to your Amazon affiliate thing and actually made the purchase through your link. So you're the one that got the credit on that.
Yay! I don't get a lot off that, but every little bit helps.
Yeah.
So the prickly pear, that's like a cactus. I didn't know you could...
Yeah. Well, somebody did.
Bulb, where the flower comes out of. That's the.
Mhm.
IPA. I'm not a big IPA. I don't like real hoppy beer. I'm not a real hops person.
No, when Monica came to see us, she brought me some dark beer, and it's just too strong.
Yeah, I'm not a big stout.
Oh, see, I love stouts. I love a good dark.
I don't like stout at all.
Mhm.
Brewed it just because, hey, I brewed one, but not a fan of. Was never a fan of stout beers.
Good job, father-son fishing. Cheers.
Yeah, they survived.
Hashtag Snowmageddon 2025.
That's right.
We had a guy at work. I thought this was so hilarious. So we got a couple of Texas guys, and they were all doing the same thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, there's snow. It's like white snow." They're making their jokes. Everybody's posting pictures. Now one of them went and took a measuring tape and dropped it down to the ground to show you how deep the snow is, and it was like the snow was like that deep. I laughed so hard about that.
That's about what was here. Maybe a little bit more, but not much more.
See, I think in Louisiana they were showing some spots could get 8 to 10 inches.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Fishhead was saying it's snowing there now. He's in Florida.
Yeah, I don't think it was going to get as south as they originally thought, is it? The Florida snow?
No.
Just a panhandle? I haven't seen an update today. Let me check the radar.
Did you know in Thailand, street fishing is famous and fun? Is that like actually fishing in the street? Because I wouldn't mind doing that. Or are you just fishing from the street in the ocean? I'd be curious. 1/4 inch right now in Florida. You guys be safe out there. That 1/4 inch of snow, that kills people.
Yeah, it looks like Tallahassee, Panama City up that way is getting some snow. Pensacola. But
I guess they're just now getting what we got.
Jacksonville and Gainesville, Daytona, that area looks like it's just rain.
Bummer.
Georgia's getting snow and some freezing rain. Or sleet.
Yeah, totally. We got the salt water. Like Florida, they can go get a bucket of salt water. That's the Texas game. You can go and pour that on there. I presume it works fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you live. If it's freezing rain or sleet, if it's ice, you can't do nothing, especially on a hill.
Yeah.
You're just sliding.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you got some chains on your tires or something.
Yeah. Yeah, yep.
There's too many videos, especially on the interstate. God, that's scary as can be. Semi trucks slamming into people. Yeah, if you don't have to get out and travel, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either.
Oh, I used it as a perfect, like, this whole week, perfect excuse just to sit here and do absolutely nothing. I'm going to drink a bunch of wine that I got brewing up.
That's it. What's up, Gunpoint Llama?
Evening, man. Appreciate you joining us. How are things up in your direction? You're the master of cold, I think, from everybody here. I'm thankful for the little snow we got this year. Makes ice easier to read, and it's my first ice season, so it helps build confidence. That's cool.
Heck yeah. He's in Iowa. I
Yeah,
think.
good luck and be careful.
Yeah. He's been saying all the right things. He's been talking about the depth of the ice on the lake up there before, driving out on it. He was saying a couple days ago he's not comfortable driving out on the lake yet.
I've seen a lot of Facebook pictures of vehicles going in, like one end in the ice or the back end in the ice.
Yeah.
Just scary.
Every year, man.
7 inches. Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot more in Baton Rouge of all places.
Yeah.
Sweet. If you like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There was kids having a lot of fun. Some that had never seen it, teenagers even that had never seen snow.
Right.
There was that guy. I don't know where he was at. I want to say Dallas, but I'm not sure. But he was from New York. So this was the first time his kids got to see snow or something like that, having moved down. So he built like this 9-foot snowman. And in order to accommodate the 9-footedness tall snowman, he built it on top of a tree stump that was like 3 feet wide, big, 3-4 feet off the ground. And there was some kid running around, or some kid, I don't know how old he was, but there was someone who was running around having fun, just plowing through people's snowmen. And he plowed into that guy's snowman and lost.
Yeah. Lose that battle. How you doing, Kevin? Lakeland, Florida.
What's up, man? Hope you're staying warm, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, white knuckle, man, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. 12 inches or 12 feet. That's right.
Yeah, snow's not as bad as the ice. Freezing rain, if it's frozen, man, you can't do nothing. Snow, at least with 4-wheel drive, you can drive through it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I've never been around 12 feet. I think the most we've ever had is probably about 18 inches.
I want to say I think we got 1824 10 years ago. That was the amazing snowpocalypse. And that was glorious because it was melted and gone the next day, sunny, 60 degrees. So we had it and then it was done. I'll tell you what, gentlemen, it is that time. So our topic of conversation for tonight is an interesting one. And I want to hear like your thoughts, you guys in the chat. If you are catching us after this is no longer live, leave a comment in the video down below, because I would love to hear from everybody those weird inventions, tools, weird things you have seen people use. Everybody's got one. Like everybody's got that thing that their grandfather had, or this weird tool that they saw somebody use that's just like blows your mind, or maybe it's the stupidest thing ever. And I'm very curious. Like I would like to collect some of these ideas and kind of like look into them. I'm going to start it off. I've got one that I'm going to let everybody be aware of. It's a project, actually, I'm kind of working on. So, John, you'll be aware. You've seen it. That you've got those PVC pipes that you put into the sand. Yeah. So that's I still don't like those things because, like, you've seen it where you have to really get them down into the ground in order to use them as a rod holder out at the beach, and they can still they still get pulled out of the sand. You get a big enough fish, all he has to go about 45 degrees, and then that rod comes right out of him. So I took some rebar on mine, and I bolted down rebar to the base of it to where it now, instead of getting pulled, out of the sand, it has a fulcrum, so it has to get pulled like this.
Yeah.
It makes them just completely. I mean, like I want to say it triples the rigidity of that thing and the ability for it to not get pulled out.
Yeah, that sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, so cool one. You guys have any examples of those things? And I have an article that we can pull up, but I'm curious if you guys have any stories of those weird tools, any tribal knowledge for weird stuff like that to share.
I think the weirdest.
Go ahead, Grant.
I think the weirdest thing I'd ever used myself for fishing was the yo-yo. If you'd ever seen those with the spring.
Yeah, they're not legal here in Texas.
They're not.
Mm-mm.
It's just a circle that you wrap a string around, and it's got a spring on it with a latch and a hook on one end of the line. And whenever you put your bait on it, usually live bait or a worm or liver or something, catfishing. And
usually hanging from a tree branch or something over the water.
You can't use those in Texas?
And then when they bite it, it automatically reels.
It pulls it. Yep, it pulls it off.
Yeah, that spring pops it in. I have a couple of those that I want to say my father-in-law gave to me. He was using them up in the Midwest.
I'm pretty sure they're not legal here. They weren't back in the day when we were doing our tournament, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean it's like a limb line basically, but it
is.
That spring kind of helps set the hook, I guess.
Yep, that's exactly right. Have you ever seen one of those spinning reels where it doesn't have the flip for the bell? It's the exact same reel, and this end piece that the line rolls on, right? It's still there, but the metal piece that comes out that you have to flip, and it doesn't have that at all. And I've only seen it, they're high dollar, and I've seen inshore fishermen, usually in Florida, using those. And I'm like, what is the purpose of that design other than getting rid of that thing? But it seems like it'd be harder to keep the fish on it. So I've never seen one up close. I've just seen people using them. So that's something that I've always been curious about.
I've never seen that. That sounds weird. I've seen them do goofy things like that before on reels, but I've never seen that. Every now and then someone tries to come up with a, just a design that's people being weird. Oh, yeah, okay, here's one. Ben, like the Ronco pocket fishing rod. I'm going to look that one up. I'm not sure which one that one specifically is. But the pocket rods in general always seem to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, the rocket fishing gun. I remember seeing those ads for those too.
Yeah, so third from the left is the one I remember. Yep, that one.
That one right there?
Yep.
I didn't even realize that was a rod. That's weird looking.
Yeah. Not much rod to it.
Yeah.
Small reel. Huh?
I was used to doing YouTube and stuff like that. I remember when okay, I see it now. This guy right here was the hot thing. I think was it Nick that did one of these?
I've seen them. I've never used one of those either.
It wasn't Nick, it was that other guy. I forget what his name is. He was with us a couple years. Heavy Stringers. I don't know. I wish do we have We Go Fishing? No, he's not in the chat right now. So he's got a couple of them.
No.
Yeah, probably.
Hopefully he's playing in the snow.
He's made some stuff like this before. The organizers for his tackle, and his head is on just a different level. Like, I love where he's at organizationally, but man, I would never want to co-own a boat with him. He'd be like, I'm not dirty. I keep things clean and organized, but he's on a completely different level to where I would feel inferior in a lot of ways.
Stanley, look up the Staal, VANSTAAL, 2 words. VSX2 bailless. That's it. Top one. That X2. That'll work. Click on that. Now click on the one right there.
Why is that even a thing? What is the value of that?
I don't know, but they're expensive. That's $800 for that reel.
Oh,
and so the line just goes on that one side where the little round piece is. You don't have a ball to clip. Yeah. And it just seems to me like, and maybe it's just the way it's designed, it doesn't happen. But it seems like the line pop off of that, and there goes all your line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree, but also you would look like such a badass using this out there. Not gonna lie, there's some sex appeal.
Where'd you get that?
What is?
Yeah, we need Van Staal to send us all 3-1.
We're gonna have a chat with them.
Reel.
And another 3 to give away.
Yeah, there you go.
Grant, I like where you are at, buddy. You're right there.
See, on yours is $799. The one I'm looking at is $859.
Is that if they apply paint?
That is
Different.
crazy. Oh, a black one.
Different
Cool.
company, maybe.
I want the black one. No, it's Van Staal. Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm looking at Van Staal, their own website. So, of course, their prices are going to be a little bit higher.
You know, my question on that is I kind of use the bail, like when I'm casting, I flip on the bail. I don't trigger the arm of it. That would be kind of weird. I can just see myself doing this 1,000 times before. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
It takes some getting used to.
When you got your thumb or your finger on it to hold the line, you let go for it to cast, and then I guess you got to like get the line back on that little roller somehow.
Yeah, I guess so.
Do that, right? Because you don't. The other one, you just close the bell or you start reeling and the bell automatically closes, but that one, not so much.
Yeah. What's the thing on the bottom of it? It almost looks like a trigger or something.
I don't know if it's just a counterbalance or what.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I don't know what that would be necessary for.
There's Miss Monica.
Gunpoint Llama says he'll make any of your spinning reel bailless for $50. Go buy the cheapest spinning reel you can, take the bell off it, and say, "Look, this is just as good as the Van Staal." $800.
Throw a new coat of paint on there, and yeah, just take a pencil and write in the word Van Staal.
Ridiculous.
You know, here's a weird one. I'll look up here. But have you ever seen those rods where the guides rotate around the rod?
Yep, spiral. They're typically, well, they're going to be a conventional rod, not spinning. And the reason they say that is you know how the guides are normally on top of the rod, and then when you get a big fish on poles, it causes the rod to twist, right, bringing that front end over. So they're already twisted like that. So it's supposed to put less stress on the rod.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. That's what I've heard. Hey, Monica. My Murray, when we go out on thrill ride, that's my Uncle Perry's business partner. He's got one of these rods that he uses, and he does it with a conventional reel. The dude's a badass. And he hooks into more sharks than the rest of us combined. And I don't know that I have seen any difference on that rod with the spiral guides.
Right.
It does exactly what they say it does with the rotation. It does what they say it does. But I don't know if I don't see it playing into anything with that.
I think another strange thing you might see, and I picked this up just because I do some rod building. People are putting the first, for like on a spinning rod, you've got that first guide towards the reel that's real large, right? And then they go down from there typically. They're spinning it around backwards. And now there's even rod builders, like custom rod builders, doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I remember what they said the reason for it was, because to me it makes zero sense to take the guide and spin it around backwards. But that's the thing now. A thing, not the thing, but a thing. And again, it might be one of those cool factors. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, it's custom. It does that because, you know, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah. Oh, you know, here's another one that caught. I have fallen in love with this, and I think this is the future of boat design. I want this. I think this needs to be a thing. Is the hydrofoil old boats? I want that.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That is crazy.
What about the one with the big tires on it, where you can just come up to the beach and then drive right up on the beach?
True, yeah. Those are nice too.
Okay. Totally agree. I'm not going to disagree with you. However, anybody who watched Adult Swim will get a laugh out of that. There is value in the truck, but the truck boat truck. Like the redneck value of having, you know, the big lifted truck as well as the boat, rather than having the big truck lifted boat that's all comprised in one. You know what I mean? Like you have to have both. You have to trailer the boat around because being able to trailer it is half of like the thing that makes it impressive.
I don't know. You don't even need a boat ramp.
Right. It's just drive.
Right off the beach.
So you see the big one on the right there? The Mackinac Island up Michigan, right?
Mhm.
The boats over there and back. They got a couple different boats, but one of them is one of those hydrofoils like that.
Really? Have you ridden it?
Yeah,
How's it feel?
didn't really notice a big difference.
Oh,
it was
really?
a calm day, so any boat probably would have felt pretty nice.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, I will say, I think it's Candela here. There's a couple of them, but I want to say this Candela one. And okay, like I said, there's a couple of them, but they're all electric, and they only get like 80 miles on a battery charge.
Ooh,
But that's still, I mean, that thing is silent running.
you would think less drag. It's got to move pretty fast, but then again, if it's electric, how big is the motor? How
Yeah.
strong is the motor?
Yeah, they'll end up doubling that. I'm pretty confident because they're still, they haven't worked out all the kinks of that design, although they are R&Ding the hell out of it. I think that they will end up improving that.
Google boats with tires.
Boats with tires?
Yeah, I just want to see if that one is on there. Yeah, there it is. Right
Oh,
there.
that's pretty wicked. Is that it?
That's it.
That's pretty
And the
wicked.
Picture beside it, that's the wheels come down like that when you're going up on the beach. There's a guide, Kodiak Island, right? So he guides Kodiak bear hunts, and he uses one of those. So he can go wherever he wants on the island and get up on shore to get stuff and get off without worrying about ramps or anything.
You actually drive it on land?
Yep.
Or is it
Yep.
just? Oh, that's pretty wicked.
Yeah.
It is nice. That looks like a game warden vehicle.
Right.
Right? You go, we're going to bail out at the shore, and they just drive right up behind you.
Mhm. Get you one, Monica.
Exactly.
I know where you can get a Grady White.
Is it up for sale yet?
Not yet.
Here's my version of that boat for you, John.
That one's got tires on it.
Yep. That's funny. Let's see what all angling times has. So everybody's got their little box. Go Fish Cam. Those are pretty cool. I don't know if that's a weird fishing invention or not. Check that. So yeah, Nick Meyer has a product like this that he's starting to put out.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this.
That's like chumming an area. Catfishermen do it all the time. They throw out whatever. We use soured Milo or use even range cubes like you use for cattle. Throw them out and come back about 20 minutes later, and if the cats are in the area, they'll be there.
I'm all about it. I love the concept behind chumming it. Like as a weight, that I would much prefer, especially surf fishing, kind of different, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If the weight was chumming in stuff and then my bait was floating around that, I'm fine with that. But I just look at, like, if you scale this is not going to work offshore because a big sports fish or something is going to hit this and just destroy it, cut your line, and you're losing everything.
Yeah.
At least if it was the weight, then it would, if they cut the line in pairs and you get the bait right in front of them doing it.
I like transporter. Does that mean it goes to a certain depth and opens up and releases that? Looks like dog food to me, but
I want to say Nick Myers is like has like a sock or something that everything just sits there and soaks and the smell gets out there.
It's like using an onion
illegal
bag.
to chum any beach in Florida. Huh.
Wow.
That's wild.
Didn't know that. So does this technically count as chumming?
I would think
I would
so.
say yes.
What if there's a hook in it?
That's your argument with the game warden.
True. Yeah. Well, you're not wrong.
What's up, Farmall?
What's up,
Hey,
Farmall? He's dealing with some snow up that way too.
I'm
All
sorry to
right, so
hear
they
that,
use it
man.
carp fishing. That's
Spum. Yeah, that's what they said. Spums.
Neat.
Yeah. Huh.
The worthy successor to the spod.
Releases the bait on impact.
That's crazy.
Ooh, and it
Seen
floats.
'em in-
Okay. See, I would rather have it on the bottom.
yeah, take it down, release it down there.
Mm-hmm. That is something I wouldn't mind playing with, though. Seriously,
But
like a spider
it is,
weight with a little chum.
it'd float with the current or whatever, and the scent would go better as it drifts down instead of just sitting on the bottom. Maybe, I don't know.
But, you know, a thought too. I like the idea of having it like on the weight, but if you had chum on that weight and you had anything with any kind of size at all, they're just going to sit there and pick up that weight and cause your line to go slack the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to hook anything. So yeah, spin doctor. I don't believe that. Preventing line twist.
Mm.
This is a little, I'm not seeing anything out here. Oh, how about this? The guy who invented the, what is that called? The line that the alarm that goes off whenever something catches
Your
your,
line moves.
yeah.
Seems like people on rivers and stuff using something like that.
Right.
And the rod sits real horizontal in the holders, and then all of a
Yep.
sudden they hear that thing going off.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried that. I put bells on my rods one time.
I've done
Worthless.
that at night.
I've doing it out at the beach. Like, you know, if I got a 4-line spread, especially if like the sun's going down, it's getting dark, I'm trying to get a shark. Those bells, especially, you know, it's Padre Island. Like, you're not going to hear it in the wind.
Yeah, and the waves slapping the line around probably make it go off anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't tell the difference.
You keep that cold up there, Monica. We don't need it down here.
Yeah, no, we're good. Thank you.
It's 10, feels like 4 right now.
Have you seen this? We thought about this. It's a
Yeah.
sonar that you can cast out into the middle of the wherever you're fishing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like
Mhm.
that.
I like it.
I had a little one like you have on a boat, but it was a handheld one. We were fishing on piers, up here freshwater though, and you just drop the one end down in there, and you got a little screen just like a fish finder, and you can at least see depths and see structure and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it helped,
Yeah, definitely.
but it wasn't
Yeah, it'd be
that.
better than nothing. Be better than just guessing.
I could see it being fun to play with. It would be really neat to go to certain, you know, like around the jetties or on the edge of the jetties. Maybe around some of the buoys or at the end of Horace Caldwell Pier. I could see there being some interesting things to see with it. At the same time, I'd love to see, you know, dropping a 360 GoPro down there, being able to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wireless, that's cool.
That kind of scares me. Wire this is a hunk of junk. I hate these.
Was it the boat to take your bait out?
Yep. We tried that one, and that was just such a fail on so many different levels. See that right there?
What is it?
With weight, fill it with bait, and then have the spider, you know, weight things on there. Have frozen bait on it. I don't know, something like that.
What is it supposed to be?
I thought that's what it was, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Baiting pole.
Baiting pole? I ain't never seen nothing like that. That there is kind of weird. Them
Yeah,
aliens done brought that one down. Came out of Area 51.
getting a little scientific with the fishing.
Right.
Really? So you've used one of those. Do you have videos on that? Because I would really like to see a fisherman's take on that, on how that works for you.
Hey, don't want to be the bummer of the party, but do we have photos today?
We do. We do.
All right.
Everybody in the chat, leave a bummer emoji for John.
Bummer. Party pooper.
Boo. John wanting to move into the photos, getting all excited about stuff. Come on, man.
I want to see the people. I want to see the people sketch.
It was a slow week. We had this cold snap, so we don't have quite as many. So a huge pat on the back to everybody who did get out there and got out into the wild and had some fun and did some things. You guys are exactly why we do this. And these are your photographs of the week, courtesy of the Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server. Of course, there is a link in the description of this video. So if you're interested in joining us, we'd love to see what you got. Kicking things off, Gib Noob and Ghoul. Just really rubbing it in.
That looks so cold.
It does look cold.
I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
You're like, this is an automatic, you lost.
Yeah, this is a no for me.
Well, Gib Noob, at least if he's inside the tent,
Yeah.
or whoever's in a tent, they could have a heater. Whoever's just fishing outside, man, it's got to be freezing. I hope you got some warm clothes, some heated stuff, and extra batteries. But hopefully you caught some fish.
Saltwater 24/7, man. How are you feeling, dude? How are things? Didn't catch anything on Saturday, but the Ducks were out on Sunday. We're going to get a look at that in just a minute, man. So slow your roll.
Don't steal the thunder.
Yeah. Give me just a minute. We'll get to it. And Wild Japan. Okay, I can't pronounce this, or so I'm going to try. No offense to anybody. Kanagawa Onsen?
Kanagawa.
Something?
Kanagawa?
It's gorgeous. Whatever that is, it's beautiful.
Yes.
And of course, he had just a ton of adventures. Didn't see any shots of your daughter playing in the snow. I know you were talking about that, but everything that you guys are doing out here, man, please keep that coming.
Oh, the older she gets, the more fun they're going to have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Nice.
Fish Camp TV, Marlon Woods, and Kivank.
Kivank?
That looks really tasty to me, that whole plate of whatever those are.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even know what that is.
You do smelt? 'Cause that looks like smelt to me.
Oh, no. The one in the middle definitely ain't the big one. Little ones might be, I guess. Hey, James, you know what?
What's up? What's up?
Hope you guys are staying warm, man. You can take this weather back, by the way. We're good.
Yeah.
What's that Marlin's got? Is that was that the cast net?
Yeah, he's got a cast net full of something.
Bait.
I'm not sure what.
Gotcha.
Got a bunch of bait, looks like.
Yeah, pretty trout.
It is pretty trout.
Mike, you're a dork.
Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy.
While Japan was in the snow at her trip earlier in the year, my wife and daughter left earlier Kanagawa Onsen, so they did not see the monkey. Oh, yeah, he had a scare thing with the monkeys over there.
Sardines.
I'll take it.
Maybe.
And hi, Twitch. I'd take it. I can do sardines.
There's some trout.
EVR doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Very nice.
This is where I can accept the whole cold thing. Like, if this is what cold gets me, I'm okay with this.
Right?
Yeah, you got to be wearing some good stuff to be in some cold water too, though. Something warm. Some good waders, some warm waders.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely insulated.
Layers.
Scad. Aeon thinks those were Scad.
I do not know the difference on that.
Me either.
Vin Damiani, he goes bigger every single time we see him.
I've seen those before on somebody's pictures or video. I don't remember what it is, though. It's like, I don't know, maybe Australia or South America. I don't know what they're called.
Anybody in the chat know what that is? Because I don't.
If nobody
doesn't talk
knows,
much
then we'll
either.
call it the golden something or other.
Yeah, it is. You know what it is? It's a,
Come on.
we call them mahi. What's the other name for those? A Dorado. It's a golden Dorado.
Golden Dorado. I have heard that name.
Hmm.
Good job. River Monster, yeah. There
What's the
you go.
over? Yeah, okay, yeah, Twitch. Thank you. Appreciate the confirmation on that one. I knew it was something like that because I'd heard that before and I was like, that's not a Dorado.
Right. Because you were used to mahi.
Yeah, well, I'm in Texas. That's a perch. There
Oh,
he
that's
is.
birds.
All right. Saltwater 24/7. Now's your chance, buddy. Now you can tell us all about it. And then Aeon, dude, this is he had a big photo dump of everything that he did in 2024, and there's a bunch of shots that we never had on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Aeon's a couple of his shots from 2024. He had a whole bunch of them. We're gonna go ahead and celebrate a few of those here now.
Huh,
Nice.
crazy.
Congratulations on the Ducks.
Yeah.
You hear a little bit of envy in his voice as he says that.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
That's half of the point of the reason we do this is, you know, like Pickles is out here doing this at Saltwater 24/7. And so it pisses off Grant. So you know what happens? Next week we get a duck video from Grant because he gets a chip on his shoulder. He gets out there.
No, it's not that I don't want to get out there. It's we're froze up. I mean, they're just
No ducks.
well. If you got a private hole, you know, there you can keep some water open with the ice eater, or maybe probably out on the river. But yeah, my local public hunting spots are all frozen up.
Well, Aeon, then if it's a guy from another server, maybe you were just in the wrong server at that time.
That's what it was.
That's it.
Heck with the other server.
Yeah, Tuesday.
exactly.
Next Tuesday is our last day, and we have permits. We have a permit Friday, Saturday, and Tuesday.
Get them.
If it's froze up, we can't go. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just the facts. If it's
You
frozen,
can't
we
tannerite a lake out there?
What's that?
You can't go tannerite a spot of the lake?
Tannerite.
Get yourself a little...
The lake itself is actually the reserve. You can't even hunt the lake.
Ooh, I bet swans are tasty. I don't know how that's going to go over, but
There's states you can shoot a swan.
yeah,
North,
you know,
North
my
Carolina.
mother-in-law would have a conniption fit.
Yeah. I think North Carolina you can get a swan tag.
Wow.
That is it, guys. That is our photos of the week. So now it is time. We need to pick ourselves somebody to add to the 2025 Wall of Fame. It's looking a little thin over there, so we got to throw some names up. Our options this week are going to be Vin Damiani, EVR, and Pickles. Cast your vote in the chat now and let us know who needs to be added to the Wall of Fame.
That one's tough.
It is a tough one.
I think I usually like the hunter or angler in the picture, but
Yeah, I got to vote for the Ducks.
today. Yeah, liking the ducks. He's got the shotgun there,
Yep.
2 shotguns.
Yep, got the limits.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
the fish are nice. Fish are pretty.
All right, what do we got here? Vin Damiani.
4-4.
Really?
Looks
Yeah,
like 4-4.
4-4. If you ain't voted yet, folks, vote.
I'm not looking at. I don't know who's what here. I'm just gonna go blind.
Oh, there's another one. All right, we got 5.
You know what? My boy's in the chat. I'm going for my boy.
6. 6 C's are taking it right now.
That makes my day hearing that.
4.
I was
8.
hoping that I wasn't going to offend anybody. Select people are fine. I'll offend them all day long. I didn't want to offend you and your wife.
All right.
I'm not caught up on the count here. So let me see. What do we got? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it'd be neat to have a swan mounted. They're humongous.
Yeah, they are.
Am I getting that right? Is it 6-4?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, sabiki rig. They use them here. Bait, catching bait with them. I got a sabiki
We call
rig
it bait. You can
rod.
get good fish on the sabiki.
You can, but typically they're using them just to catch bait.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But we do use them. I think it is that time. Guys, I think we have ourselves a winner. Congratulations, Saltwater 24/7 Pickles. You ran with it, dude. You got yourself a spot on the 2025 Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
And early on, man, good job. Keep it up. Keep them coming. And a huge pat on the back to our backup, to our finalists, Vin Damiani and EVR. Also, a big pat on the back, Aeon, Gibnoob, and Wild Japan. Gentlemen, thank you so much. You are our weekly waitlisters this week. We appreciate having you in the server. Now, gentlemen, just before we wrap things up here, what's everybody got? What are you going to be doing this weekend, and what can we expect to see from you when we do this all again next Tuesday? John?
Football playoffs,
Of course.
and maybe some canning, maybe some grinding. I haven't decided which yet. Got to make some breakfast sausage, and we want to do some snack sticks. So we'll see.
Sweet. Well, it's supposed to be 48 as the high Saturday, but it's 23 Saturday morning, so I'm assuming it's still going to be froze up.
Yeah.
My only chance is to go out to the farm and put the goose decoys back out because I picked them up before the ice storm.
Might as well.
Try to shoot a goose and do some more chainsawing. We got about 10 trees down that were uprooted, so I got one taken care of and another one almost a big one that was almost completely cut up.
Yeah, you're putting in solid labor on what you're working. I'm looking forward. We're all familiar with like the hero's journey that you're going on with what you're doing, and that's all very cool. But it is next year is the stuff that I'm really looking forward to seeing. So get yourself set up on that. I am hoping to get out and do some fishing this weekend. We'll see how that goes. If I do, I will be live streaming. When we do this all again, when we come back for the live stream next week, be aware we have a special guest that is going to be joining us. So it's going to be a really cool one, guys. So be ready for that. Set your notifications. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm, stay safe, and get outside. Go do something awesome. We'll see you again when we do this all over again next Tuesday. Guys, y'all have a wonderful evening.
Peace out.
Have a great week.